Every wilderness has a moment when everything changes. For this mother, that moment came in the middle of the night. The storm was not simply passing through, it was changing their world. And she knew what the cub did not. They had to leave. The den had protected them for months. But tonight, it was no longer safe. So the mother led her cub into the storm and into the unknown. Behind them was everything they knew. Ahead was the unknown, and there was nowhere else to go. Then they reached the river, the only path forward. The mother stepped forward, but the river had other plans. The current was stronger than it looked, and the cub was struggling. Then the current surged and pulled the cub away. She turned back because leaving him was never an option. Step by step, they moved toward the other side. One final step, and the river would be behind them. They had crossed the river, but the journey was only beginning. They had escaped the river, but the ground beneath them was collapsing. Then, she saw something moving in the darkness. For 1 second, they saw what was following them. She didn't run from it. She ran toward the darkness. The tracks were fresh, and they weren't theirs. Then came a sound from somewhere behind them. The forest was closing in, and something was following. This time, there was no doubt. They were being followed. She didn't know where to go, only that they had to move. There was no way forward, and something was closing in behind them. Their only escape was a path barely wide enough for one. For one heartbeat, the cub almost lost its footing. Then they heard it, a warning from the darkness. Behind them was danger. Ahead was the unknown. The only way forward was through the darkness. But then they heard something ahead. Beyond the darkness, a world of snow was waiting. They finally met, but the predator wasn't attacking. It was afraid. The mountain was collapsing, and they were all running from the same enemy. They had no time to fight. They had to survive together. They weren't the only survivors. Others were running too. From above, someone had found a way out. The avalanche had changed everything. The mountain river was rising, and there was nowhere left to wait. Then the current surged, and for the first time, the mother lost sight of her cub. The bear could have kept running, but it turned back. The mother reached her cub, and the bear stayed behind until they were safe. They had survived the river, but the mountain wasn't finished with them. The mountain finally broke, and this time there was no turning back. There was no way forward, and the storm was closing in. Then the bear found something, a way through the mountain. The only way out was across the edge. The cub was afraid, so the mother went back. The mountain was falling apart, but they were almost there. The bridge was collapsing, but the bear made it across. At last, they had made it. The storm was gone, and for the first time, there was peace. They entered the storm as strangers, but they survived it together. And sometimes, the wildest friendships are born in the moments when survival leaves no one behind.